students, now in your 11th standard, Unit 10, the S block elements, lecture number 1. Okay, now here the S block elements, you know, you are familiar with this particular word because in periodic table, just you see at left hand side, two buildings are there. Okay, so these buildings are called, we can say that S block element, in which hydrogen is not included in S block element. You know very well because in chapter number 9 we are familiar with this. So here, which one is there? First atom is lithium. Therefore here lithium, sodium, potassium, linac, cis, for this type of, we can say the first building, linac, cis, for. So this lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium, if you observe in a periodic table, then on, we can say the left side it is not present. So here lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium is there. So here atomic number of lithium is 3. And that means which side? You earlier know that initial side, starting side. So this is a lithium. Atomic number is 3. Sodium atomic number is 11. Potassium atomic number is 19. Rubidium atomic number is, we can say, 37. And here cesium atomic number is 55. And here francium atomic number is 87. So this is the first building which is called alkali metals. Why it is called alkali metals? Because these, whatever the metals are there, they are reacts with water and produce hydroxide, which is a strongly alkaline medium. Remember this one, which is a strongly alkaline medium. So these alkali metals are there, they produce its hydroxide, metal hydroxide, okay, and they are highly alkaline. Means basic in nature, okay, and that's why it is called alkali metal. That's why it is called alkali metal or group 1. This is also called group 1. Group 1. Once again we repeat: lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium is present at your periodic table initial side. Atomic number is given according to, you know, in chapter number 3 already I finish this topic. Alkali metals, they are known as alkali metals, and this is considered as group 1. Group 1 means nothing but one column. Okay, so this is a linac, remember by this way. These are lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium is there. Lithium and sodium, they are abundance, and potassium, rubidium and cesium, they are, we can say that, rarely or say not very abundance. They are not very found in our nature. Francium is a radioactive and their half-life period is 21 minutes. Okay, so this you remember. Francium is there, which half-life is very less. Another building is there also, we can say that Be-Mokka Sarmara, that means beryllium, then magnesium, then calcium. Okay, Be-Mokka Sar, then strontium, then barium and then radium. So what is atomic number of this one? So according to that, suppose I write it here, it's a 4. Okay, beryllium is 4. 4 plus 8, that is 12. 12 plus 8, that is 20. 20 plus 18, that is 38. 38 plus, just you see, 38 plus, we can say that 18. 55 is there, so 56. And 87 is there, so write down here 88. It's very easy. 3, 4, 11, 12, 19, 20, 37, 38, here 55, 56, 87, 88. Be-Mokka Sarmara. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. So radium is radioactive, remember. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, we can say that another barium and radium is there. They are called alkaline earth metal. Alkaline earth metal. Okay, and this why it is called alkaline earth metal? Because it is reacts with water and produce hydroxide. Once again, it reacts with water, reacts with water and convert in terms of hydroxide, and due to that we can say that here metal hydroxide is obtained. They are, we can say that, alkaline or basic medium. That's why it is called alkaline earth metal. Okay, this is alkali and this is alkaline. And you have to learn it here different trends also. And just a chapter is going on at that time. You have to learn about alkali metals, and then second part is alkaline earth metals. So here first part is beryllium, magnesium, calcium is there. So here diagonal relationship also you have to learn. This lithium is diagonal with magnesium and beryllium is diagonal with, we can say that here, aluminium. Diagonal relationship means what? This type of triangle is obtained. So here beryllium is there and next one is aluminium. Okay, so you have to remember this one. And then aluminium is not at here but at here. You know this one? Okay, so aluminium is not here but at here, because here we can say that 21 to 30, that is a 3D, that is the first transition series is there, scandium, titanium, okay, up to zinc. And then above side we can say that this type of, once again another building is there, that is called p block elements. And another here we can say that it is the d block elements. And bottom side here 57.2. So here another terms is there, and that is considered as which element? F block elements. Okay, so you remember this one. You already learned this in chapter number 3. Okay, periodicity. And at that time you will learn different types of properties also. So here this we can say that the sodium and magnesium, they are very useful in biological events. Potassium is also there. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium, they are monovalent. Remember, monovalent means what? They possess plus charge. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium, they possess plus 2 charge. Remember, plus 2 charge means what? They release 2 electrons from outermost orbital. Why it is called as block element? That's very important. Because remember, here electron, last electron is entered in, first of all, noble gas, then NS1. This is an alkali metal. And another is noble gas NS2, which is called alkaline earth metal. And that's why we can say that here outermost orbital possesses NS1 and here NS2, and that's why it is called, we can say that, S block elements. Last electron entered in S orbital. Okay, so last electron, just see NS1 is there, here NS2 is there, and that's why it is called, we can say that, S block element. Here last electron entered in which orbital? P orbital. That's why it is called P block element. Here last electron entered in a D block element. That's why it's called D block elements. And here last one is there. They are F block element because last electron entered in a F block. That is we can say that on F orbital. That's why it is called F block elements. So this is all about, we can say that, starting point, alkali metals, alkaline earth metals with their electronic configurations. Ionization enthalpy is decreases. That's going to learn later on. Don't bother about that. And atomic radius is increases. Okay. And another many terms are there. You have to learn it here. But first of all, this introduction part is just to start. So write down from your NCERT textbook according to the sentences, and this is called, we can say that our topic is S block element. Okay, so make a screenshot and you write down from your NCERT textbook. Now here 10.1 in your NCERT textbook, group 1 elements, that is called alkali metals. Alkali metals means what I already explained, noble gas in NS1. That is considered as electronic configuration of alkali metals. We discuss here different types of properties, just like physical properties and chemical properties. But first of all, initially according to your NCERT textbook, first you see electronic configuration is there, atomic and ionic radius, then hydration and ionization enthalpy, then hydration enthalpy, then physical properties, and then chemical properties. So after physical properties, just to include in this lecture number 1. So first of all, remember here electronic configuration, atomic and ionic radius, ionization enthalpy. Just I am not including here ionic because radius at here. So first of all, how you to remember this one? It's a very easy. Don't remember the points here. The number you do not remember, but you remember electronic configuration. So first of all, element lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, then cesium and then francium. Li-Na-Ka Rab-Sis-Fa. Li-Na-Ka Rab-Sis-Fa. Initial, if you take this word Li and this sodium is called natrium. That's why it is considered as sodium. This is called natrium. Okay, that's why it is called sodium, Na. Then potassium, it is a K. This is a rubidium. That's why Rb. Cesium is Cs and francium is Fr. And this francium is, just to initially understand that this lithium is much lower abundance. Remember, same way rubidium is much lower abundance and cesium is also much lower abundance. And which one is abundant in from alkali metals? Sodium and potassium is abundant. Remember this one. Sodium and potassium is abundant. So this abundant means what? They are we get in a we get it very easily. Okay, abundant. That's you know this word. So it's very easy. Now write down symbol lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. Okay. So suppose somebody asks you write the electronic configuration of we can say that first group, that is called first group of S group elements or say alkali metals. So initially write down this way. Lithium atomic number is 3 and 8. So 11. 11 plus 8 that is called 19. 19 plus 18 that is called 37. 37 plus once again 18 that is called 55. And 55 plus 32 it's nothing but 87. If you remember this particular number of magic number in which you add, I write it here plus 8. So 3 plus 8 is nothing but 11. 11 plus 8 is nothing but 19. 19 plus we can say that 18 is nothing but 37 and 37 plus 18 is nothing but 55 and 55 plus 32 it's nothing but 87. This magic number if you remember then there is no any problem for electronic configuration. You are able to write every answer. Okay, so electronic configuration is very easy. Remember argon, that is we can say that a group 18 elements in sequence He, Ne, Ar, Kr, Xc, Rn, and then that is considered as inert gas or noble gas. So this noble gas helium, atomic number if you write it here then 2. Okay, atomic number if you write here, okay, here we write 2. Neon it's a 10. Argon it's 18 and 18 plus 18 that is 36 and 36 plus 18 is 54 and 54 plus 32 is nothing but 86. That's why you remember. So you have to add only one electron. So here write down 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s. Once again He, Ne, Ar, Kr, Xc, Rn. 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s. 1, 1, 1. So here 2 plus 1, 3 electron. 10 plus 1, 11 electron. 18 plus 1, 19 electron. 36 plus 1, 37 electron. 54 plus 1, 55 electron. 86 plus 1, 87 electron. That's it. This is known as electronic configuration. Now, this electronic configuration is finished. At that time, your another topic is also there, atomic and ionic radius. So remember, atomic radius is increased when we go top to bottom. Once again I repeat, atomic radius or say metallic radius is increased to top to bottom because just you see here 152 picometer is there. Same way 186 picometer, 227 picometer, 248 picometer, 265 picometer, and here it's a normal. So here it is increased. Same way we can say that parent atom is considered as lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium and cesium. Okay, but suppose we consider ionic radius. At that time what happened? This parent atom is a big, but another monovalent is there, it becomes small. So ionic radius is decreased. According to your NCERT textbook in table 10.1, ionic radius is just by 2. Remember, 152 divided by 2. Approximate value will be there. So here, this value is decreased. Okay, this value is also decreased. Just you see the data from your NCERT textbook. Ionic radius I am not writing it here, but just you see, ionic radius here for lithium Li plus we can say that 76. Okay, another for we can say that sodium it is a 102, potassium 138, rubidium that is Rb plus 152, Cs plus 167. That's it. So here almost we can say that monovalent ion is there. At that time we can say that atomic radius is decreased to ionic radius. But same trends is there. When we in a periodic table, in a group, top to bottom if we reach, that means lithium to francium or say cesium we reach, at that time atomic radius or say metallic, they are considered as metal. That's why here metallic radius is increases. Okay, metallic radius is increases. Same way, ionic radius is also increases. Okay, because here divided by 2. If this is divided by 2, then this value is not more than this. Almost we can say that it's an increased value. So remember this one. So this is nothing but metallic or ionic radius. And another trend is very important. And you know that why this type of particular property, just atomic radius is increased, because just you see here lithium is there, sodium is there, potassium is there, rubidium is there, cesium is there, francium is there. Next electron entered in, we can say that different types of quantum number, that is principal quantum number is changed, and that's why we can say atomic radius or say metallic radius is increased. Okay, so this one you know, and if you don't know, then chapter number 3 just open and see that video according to atomic radius and ionic radius in a group 1 and group 2 also. Okay, so you know, and also period also. So same way you understand this one. Next one is ionization enthalpy. So just you see, ionization enthalpy is decrease. Remember this one, it is decrease. That means what? Ionization enthalpy proportional to 1 upon metallic radius or ionic radius. You remember this. Once again I repeat, ionization enthalpy is inversely proportional to metallic radius. Remember this one, so it becomes very easy for you. So at that time ionization enthalpy is decreased. What is reason behind it? It's a very easy. Just you see here ionization enthalpy is 520, here 496, here 419, here 403, here 376, and here minus 375. That means if they release electron at that time, negative value will be there. Okay, so but remember up to this one, up to cesium in our NCERT textbook, and that's why you have to remember which one. Particularly you know that lithium, this nucleus is there and this orbit is there, which is a very less distance. Distance is very less, so attraction is more. So it required more energy to release electron from outermost orbital. 2s1. This electron required more energy, and that's why this ionization enthalpy is 520. And now see, 3s1 is there, 4s1 is there, 5s1 is there. That means what? In a nucleus, in an orbit, number is increases. So here we can say that center and orbit number, or say last orbit, is whatever the radius is there, it increase, and that's why they are far away from the nucleus. So they readily lose electrons. Okay, and that's why ionization enthalpy is decreases when we reach top to bottom, and due to that they are also screened by particular, we can say that, noble gas electrons, and that's why here 3s1, 4s1, 5s1, 6s1, just you see ionization enthalpy 496, 419, 403, 376, and that's why it is a decreases. You remember this one. So this is all about metallic radius. Another we can say that ionic radius and ionization enthalpy, electronic configurations, elements, symbol. If you know this one, then it becomes very easy for you. Chapter number 3, if you prepare in a well manner, at that time it becomes very easy for you. So here electronic configuration is very easy. This topic asked many times. Metallic radius in terms of MCQ questions may be there. Ionization enthalpy also in terms of ionization enthalpy according to, we can say that element is given. So this type of question may be asked. So just you remember by this way. So it becomes very easy for you to remember ionization enthalpy and we can say that metallic radius or say ionic radius and electronic configuration. So write down this from your NCERT textbook. And last one is very important, hydration enthalpy. Just I explain later on, but just you write it completely according to your NCERT textbook and you complete it. Okay. But one sentence just you remember. This is a very important. And according to the S-block element, we can say that beryllium is a rare and radium is the rarest of all comparison. Only 10⁻⁻, just return that value 19 or say percent of ignorant logs. Okay, so this is very important. Which is a rare and which is the rarest is very important. So barium is a, we can say that rare and radium is the rarest of all the comparison. Okay, so do you remember this one? And another term is also there, which is important, and just you have to underline this. Which one is there? Just you underline particular biological fluids. Correction, in divalent magnesium and calcium ions are found in large proportion in biological fluids. Okay, so this is very important. Sodium is also there, but magnesium and calcium plus 2 ion, Ca plus 2 and Mg plus 2 ion, they are very important. So in the introduction part, just according to, because an alkaline earth metal is there, just that topic is continued at a time, just to repeat this, but it's very important. So 10.1.1 electronic configuration is complete. And they produces plus 1. Remember, why 1? Because outermost orbital possesses only 1 electron, and that's why they lose 1 electron. So they produce monovalent. Mono means 1 and valent means electron lost. So here Li plus, Na plus, A plus, Rb plus and Cs plus is obtained. Okay, next one is atomic and ionic radius, that also very well. Ionization enthalpy also complete. Okay, increasing with size, just to see outweighs the increasing nuclear charge. Just I explain it, and the outermost electrons very well screened from the nuclear charge. Remember this one. And next last topic is according to your, we can say that electronic configurations, or say discussion hydration enthalpy. Just we discuss later on, but you write up to this, and then we explain hydration enthalpy, and then just we switch on towards physical properties. Write it completely. Now here in hydration enthalpy, the hydration enthalpy means what? Addition of water. Water enthalpy is required. So here the hydration means what? Hydration, H2O. Remember this one. The hydration enthalpies of alkali metal ions decreases with increase in ionic size. So here in your NCERT textbook, we can say that one tabular form is given according to hydration enthalpy, kilojoule per mole, and that is nothing but, we can say that first of all minus 506, minus 406, minus 330, minus 310 and minus 276 according to lithium to cesium. Lithium to cesium. This type of, we can say that hydration enthalpy is given, and which is, we can say, an exothermic reaction, and due to that here lithium plus has maximum degree of hydration, and for this reason lithium salts, suppose we take LiCl, same way NaCl, same way KCl, same way RbCl, same way CaCl. Okay, so these lithium salts are mostly hydrated, that is LiCl into 2H2O. So this hydration enthalpy is, according to your NCERT textbook, just you see it is a minus 506, it's a mole. Okay, hydration enthalpy is mole, and then we can say that it is a decrease, minus 406, minus 330, same way. Okay, so first of all remember this one, Li plus has maximum degree of hydration, and these alkali metal ions with increase in ionic size, decrease with increase in ionic size. Remember this one. So Li plus has maximum degree of hydration, and for this reason lithium salts are mostly hydrated. As for example LiCl into 2H2O, that is not H2O, and this is hydrated form of lithium chloride. Same way sodium chloride is also there, same way potassium chloride is also there, same way rubidium chloride is also there, same way cesium chloride is also there. But this hydration enthalpy is decreases because ionization enthalpy, just you see another thing is also very important, ionization enthalpy is decreases, and that's why we get electron very easily released, and that's why this Na plus, K plus, Rb plus, Cs plus form, and they are reacts with chlorine, and they react, we can say that it gives different types of hydrated form. So this way this hydration enthalpy is also useful. And now we switch on towards physical properties, which is from your NCERT textbook. Just to write down this hydration enthalpy. Okay, now physical properties according to Presbach elements. So what is the physical properties? You know that density, boiling point, melting point. Okay, different types of flame test is also there. Flame is also there. So here and how it is used. Okay, so here all the alkali metals are silvery white, soft and light metals. Also contain certain color. Silvery white, soft. They are soft. They are also cut. This sodium metal is also cut, and it is used in a Leysin test. Remember, this sodium metal is used for a Leysin test. Soft and light metals. What is the Leysin test? Just we discuss later on. But this is very important. Silvery white, soft and light metals. And this sodium metal we have to kept in a kerosene. Remember this one. Kerosene, or we can say that the paraffin. Remember these two words. Low density which increases down the group from lithium to cesium. Okay, low density, that means density is very low, but which increases down the group from lithium to cesium. Potassium is lighter than sodium. Remember, potassium is lighter than sodium. Melting point and boiling point of alkali metals are low, indicating weak metallic bonding due to the presence of only single valence electron in them. That means what? In outermost orbital, just you see 2s1, 1s2, 2s1, okay, 2s1, 3s1, 4s1, 5s1. So outermost orbital possesses only one electron, and that's why due to the single valence electron in them. Characteristic color to an oxidizing flame. Remember, this electron is loose. That means first of all, whatever the state is there, it is considered as ground state. But suppose we give heat at that time, it comes in an excited state. This electron lost and this comes in excited state. And once again they back in terms of color radiation. And that's why color is obtained. And this is we can obtain by flame test. So here characteristic color to an oxidizing flame. That means blue flame. So here lithium crimson red color, sodium yellow color. If sodium chloride is there and if you burn on your burner, or say we can say that gas burner, at that time it's golden yellow color obtained. Potassium violet color, rubidium red violet color, and cesium is blue color. Remember, this is very important. Ask in MCQ examination. Lithium crimson red. Okay, crimson red. That means Rani color. Okay, sodium yellow color, potassium violet color, rubidium red violet color, and cesium blue color. So you familiar with certain color also. This is obtained by, we can say that this is explained on the basis of flame test. One flame test is there, which is held on, we can say that platinum wire, and this platinum wire you have to take in a watch glass substance, whatever the substance is there, which we dissolve in concentrated HCl. So make a paste, and this paste we have to insert platinum wire in that, and then you have to put in an oxidizing flame. So which flame is obtained? Just you observe, I told you that crimson red, yellow, violet, red violet, and blue color. Okay, so I told you that flame test is also there and can be determined by, don't bother about this, it comes later on in college also. We can say flame photometry or atomic absorption spectroscopy. This is called AAS and this is called FS. Okay, flame spectroscopy, or we can say that atomic absorption spectroscopy. This is obtained by this test. Cesium and potassium useful as electrodes. What is reason behind it? Because cesium and potassium outermost orbital possess only one electron. Once again, if we give heat at a time, they come ground state to excited state, and once again back in terms of color, that color radiation. Okay, so this radiation is there, and due to that cesium and potassium useful as electron in photoelectric cell. And just you see in your NCERT textbook 10.1 table number and certain properties also. Okay, so this is all about here physical properties of Presbach element. Completely write it. Remember this color and remember photoelectric cell. This is a very important in MCQ. Cesium and potassium both is there, so it's a very important. Okay, potassium is lighter than sodium. In true and false, this type of sentence is asked. Okay, melting point and boiling point of alkali metals are low. Okay, not high. Suppose high is there, then it's a wrong sentence. So this way you have to remember. Okay, so physical properties of these alkali metals are over. Now we switch on in lecture number 2. Chemical properties of alkali metals. So write it completely and make your note and just write it from your NCERT textbook and read it. Okay, and remember certain property regarding chapter number 3 periodicity is very important. Thank you very much. This is the lecture number 1 is complete.